Tuning in to Fox Sports 1290 AM on iHeartRadio, as well as the 302 Sports live stream. I'm John Busby along with Marty Sheehan. Earl Holland is producing the game back in our Newcastle studio, and the crew from 302 Sports is on site with us here at the St. E Center. Sanford enters tonight's game as the number one team in the state of Delaware in every poll there is, and has yet to lose to a team from the first state. They've got just one senior on the team, but don't let that alarm you. Most of the others have been playing varsity basketball since as early as 8th grade, so this is far from an inexperienced team. The Warriors are coached by a man who will go down as one of the greatest high school coaches in any sport here in Delaware, Stan Waterman. He's in his 28th season at Sanford and has led the school to a Delaware best 8 state championships. St. Elizabeth is the defending state champions after winning last year's title when nobody expected them to. This year, as their 8-8 record indicates, the Vikings haven't caught anyone off guard, and they've struggled to put together any kind of consistency in the win column and are hoping the return of Jordan Brown, who now has 3 games under his belt, helps them get back on the right track so they have an opportunity to defend their state title come tournament time. Marty, we're heading into the final couple of weeks of the regular season, and while Sanford is a lock to be in the postseason once again, St. Elizabeth knows that right now they still might need a couple wins to ensure of getting an opportunity to defend their state championship come the postseason.
That's right. If you stop to think about it, we're kind of in an odd situation. In a state like Delaware where 60% of the boys' teams make the state tournament, we're in a situation where the 2 teams from last year's title game, the last 2 state champions, are on the outside looking in most likely if the season ended today. Smyrna is 7-10, has probably had the final nail put in their coffin already. St. Elizabeth still has an outside shot, though, to kick things off. They got to start out with, as you said, top-ranked Sanford Warriors here tonight. For Sanford, they continue to roll along at 11-3. They've done everything we expected them to do. They beat St. George's in the beginning of the season. So they've had a mix of games against the top teams in Delaware. They've beaten Salesianum. But they've also gone out of state, as we know Stan Waterman always does, and they challenge themselves. In fact, this past Sunday, they played St. Benedict's Prep out of New Jersey, who completely shut down the inside game of Jair Davis and Nana Joku, holding them to 8 points, all of which were scored by Davis. The Perkins cousins stepped up and scored 39 points from the outside. So this Sanford team is one that can hurt you from the inside and the out. For St. Elizabeth, it starts tonight. Their state tournament hopes really hinge on winning this game. If they lose, they're 8-9, and their margin for error tends to completely dissipate. So this is a huge game. Sanford hopes to continue rolling on. This is the start for Sanford, by the way, of 4 games in 6 days. So they've got quite a stretch coming up. Some of those are out-of-state contests. For St. Elizabeth, the 4 games remaining, they're really going to have to turn on. They can't go any worse than 2-2 to even have an outside shot of qualifying for the state tournament.
You know, Sanford makes their schedule pretty much assuming they're going to lose some of those out-of-state games. Stan Waterman does that with a reason. He wants them prepared to win the most important tournament, the most important games, which have yet to come here in the state of Delaware. Their losses were to Monsignor Bonner up at Philadelphia University and then Imhotep Institute, which is a charter high school in Pennsylvania, and you mentioned St. Benedict's Prep. This Sunday, they will head to St. Mary of the Assumption High School up at East Orange on the campus up there in New Jersey. So again, another top school in the primetime shootout they're going to face.
And you know what? Another thing I wanted to add, there's some interesting history between these 2 teams since Matt Rubenkamp has come to St. Elizabeth. 2 years ago in Matt Rubenkamp's first season, they played Sanford in the second round of the state tournament. Sanford hit 2 buzzer beater shots, one at the end of regulation, one at the end of overtime to tie the game twice. Sanford eventually ran away with it in the second overtime. And then last year, St. Elizabeth was mired in a 4 out of 5 game losing streak. They went into Sanford, a very, very good Sanford team. It just so happened to be, John, I know you remember this, the game where Stan Waterman basically decided to show who's boss and sat everyone on the team. St. Elizabeth blew Sanford out of their own gym by 25. St. Elizabeth never lost another game on their way to the state title. So a little interesting history as we come into this game tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one here at the St. E Center. Let's start talking about both these teams. We're going to start with the visiting team, Sanford. I mentioned Stan Waterman in his 28th season. He's also an assistant coach for Team USA, the under-17 squad, which won the gold medal last year. Coach showed us on his Facebook page what that ring looked like. I went over to the bleachers and said, hey, you got that ring on? I'd love to see it in person. He said, no, I don't have it, but it's nice. So Stan Waterman, certainly going to go down as one of the most successful high school coaches in any sport, may end his career as the most successful high school coach in the state of Delaware. They are the number one team where they've spent, and it's hard to figure out how many times they've been in the number one in the rankings. And of course, there's all kinds of polls. There's no official poll. We always use the News Journal as our gauge as to how that is. But any poll you look at, they're number one in the state. A down year for Sanford is when they don't make it to the Final Four, which doesn't happen often. They did make it last year, got knocked out in that semifinal round, but their goal every year when they tip off in the middle of November is to win the state championship. This year's Sanford team is no different, and they're loaded height-wise and skill-wise as they warm up right in front of us.
Absolutely, they are loaded. They can go about 10 deep if they need to. Great size, speed, and athleticism from this team. Everyone is involved in the flow of the offense. You might think with Jair Davis and Nana Joku, it's centered around those two. And partly it is, but it's really a 4-round-1 offense where they have Joku running the middle. Jair Davis can kill you from the outside as well as he can on the inside. They are great in transition. Anybody who saw the Salesianum game saw what they do if you miss three-pointers against them. 2 dribbles and they're jamming at home. They can get a little over-enthusiastic at times against Friends. They did miss 6 dunks, which, sort of you can take that with a grain of salt, but they can get, you and I have talked about this before, they can tend to get bogged down by the level of the team they're playing, and that's not any offense to the teams they're playing. The teams just don't have the same talent, and when you're playing teams like St. Benedict's Prep every other weekend or a couple times in a month, it's sometimes hard to come back into that independent conference play and get up the same sort of momentum and energy that you have all the time. So sometimes when they play overmatched teams, they will play down to the level. Again, this starts a stretch of 4 games in 6 days for them. Jair Davis and Nana Joku, they're looking to get back on track after combining for only 8 against St. Benedict. So this is a team that is just loaded. They have kids coming off the bench. Devin Harris, we talked about before the pregame, would be a star on a lot of teams in the state of Delaware. He's their 6th man, and when he gets in the game, there's no they're not missing a beat.
No, and they're very impressive. You look at them warming up right in front of us. Quite frankly, it looks like a college team.
Oh, my gosh, it really does.
They are tall, and the tall guys are built like men, and there's only one senior. Mickey Owen is the only senior on this team. All right, let's talk about the guys on the other end of the floor as we're set up here in the corner at the St. E Center. They're coached by Matt Rubenkamp. He's in his 3rd season. He played at Salesianum and was a longtime assistant right here to former St. E's head coach Dick Rego. They are the defending state champions, but as you mentioned, and I was talking to Marvin Dooley before the game, and he said they think their magic number is 10, that they have to get to 10 wins in order to get back to the postseason tournament and have an opportunity. If you remember, several years ago, a Salesianum team went into the tournament. Yes, I believe it was 10 at the 10-10 record and won it all. Dante DiVincenzo's senior year. So, as we talked about, there's a lot of parity in the state of Delaware. Maybe after you get by number 1 Sanford, 2 through 10, there's a lot of parity, and so I'm sure Matt Rubenkamp's message to his players is very simple. We need to get into the tournament and then take care of things from there. So this is a talented St. Elizabeth team that has struggled a bit. Of course, they had the Jordan Brown not in until 3 games ago. That's been a big deal for them to get him back. The question is whether it's too little, too late.
That's right. It kind of draw a parallel to what you said about Dante DiVincenzo. In that 10-10 year for Sally's, Dante struggled a lot down the stretch of the regular season. He turned it on. This St. Elizabeth's team, Jordan Brown, they call him Chop, has done a phenomenal job the last 2 years running this offense. They missed him for the first 13 games of this season. He's just now rounding back into shape. He's not playing entire games. He played the most so far in his 3rd game against St. Mark's in their most recent win, which was a huge win for them. They've knocked off St. Mark's and Salesianum in 2 of their last 3. Their only loss, a 1-point loss that they had a chance to win on the line at the end of the game, just couldn't come through. They do have 3 losses by a total of 7 points this year. Coach Rubenkamp feels that things are starting to round into form as everybody, with Jordan Brown being out, they had to have another guy run the point. Nasir Brown did it a lot. Jaden Dickerson, the sophomore, who I think is rounding into a phenomenal player. You see him on tape. he can do a little bit of everything. He's going to be a kid to watch over the next 2 years. But as you said, they have no size. What they do have is a lot of intensity. They play with a lot of energy. Ray Jones down low is their rebounder. He's only averaging 5 a game, but he's got great technique boxing out down low. They're going to need to be fundamentally sound. They're going to try to limit the possessions, I'm guessing, tonight, because Sanford, if they get out and run, it's going to be a long night for St. Elizabeth's. But they're a team that, and Coach Rubenkamp, just as you said, A.D. Dooley, they feel like if they can get in, they round into form with Jordan Brown back in. They've got a deep bench. They can go about 8 or 9 deep. Some of their younger guys have gotten some significant minutes due to the Brown injury. They feel like they can still do some damage. As you said, they're still the champions till someone knocks them off.
All right, we're closing in on tip-off here at the St. E Center as the Vikings get set to host the Sanford Warriors. When we come back, we'll take a look at the Wilmington News Journal Top 10 and get you set for tip-off here on Fox Sports 1290 and 302 Sports.
Start the year out right with a clean financial slate at American Spirit Federal Credit Union. American Spirit can help with loan refinancing opportunities designed to save you money. New and used auto loans as low as 2.9.
No matter where you are in life, at every stage, we are here for you. For all of life's big moments and everything in between. After all, that's what families are for. We promise to make a positive difference in your financial life and go beyond the norm. Be a part of the Dover Federal family.
Local people, local decisions, Dover Federal Credit Union.
No matter where you are in life, at every stage, we are here for you. For all of life's big moments and everything in between. After all, that's what families are for. We promise to make a positive difference in your financial life and go beyond the norm. Be a part of the Dover Federal family.
Local people, local decisions, Dover Federal Credit Union.
No matter what.
Life's too short to hate your home. Remodel your home with the pros voted Delaware's #1 home improvement company. Ferris Home Improvements has something for every homeowner at their new showroom on the corner of Kirkwood Highway and Harmony Road in Newark, Delaware. Explore products and layouts with the area's top designers. Touch and feel products that inspire your dream space. Ferris Home Improvement's pride in the details make them the area's best in roofing, windows and doors, siding, decks, kitchens, and bathrooms. Want a professional, no-pressure remodel? Go see the best at the Big Shamrock on Kirkwood Highway. Ferris Home Improvements. Quality workmanship from a neighbor you can trust. Life's too short.
The Hadley Group is your local real estate resource. Brian Hadley joined Patterson Schwartz & Associates in 2005. In 2013, Nicole Flora joined Brian, followed by Emma Burnett and Grant Jepp in 2014. That's when the Hadley Group was formed. Patterson Schwartz Associates offer you exceptional knowledge of local market conditions and a commitment to represent you honestly and professionally. So for your next purchase or sale, think the Hadley Group. Visit our website at thehadleygroupre.com.
Between the #1 Sanford Warriors coming with an 11-3 record and the 8-8 St. Elizabeth Vikings. Marty, we got a few minutes here as they do introductions before the anthem. Let's talk about the top 10 in the News Journal. Sanford is #1. This list put together by Brad Myers. #2 is Dover, 16-0, and I can't remember the last team that's been undefeated at this point of the season in the state of Delaware. Now, Sanford, granted, undefeated in the state of Delaware, and we've had other teams. Sally's, I think, was undefeated at one point, when they were making their runs. But never had it. I don't remember a 0 in the back. We're 2 weeks away from the end of the season, and Dover has not lost.
No, I agree. I've seen criticism of their schedule online. Hey, they're playing the schedule that's in front of them. I don't care what conference you're in. You win all 16 of the opponents put in front of you. That's saying something. Everybody has an off night every now and then. These guys are so good. They have the junior guards, Eden Davis and Elijah Allen. Both of them are able to explode for 20 points at any time in any game. So when one of them has struggled a bit or one of them, they've tried to shut them down, they've been able to go to the other. But overall, an outstanding job by that Dover program. You're right, 16-0. I don't care who you're playing. That's an impressive feat.
Another Cape Henlopen North team, Cesar Rodney at 12-3. Mount Pleasant will be doing their game Tuesday night, 13-2. Of course, they're without Kayvon Kramer, sitting out a second straight year because of a knee injury. He signed a letter of intent to go to Hofstra, so we're happy for that young man. But Mount Pleasant only 2 losses. Imagine what they would be with Kramer.
I think nobody's talking about Mount Pleasant at all. They've kind of silently snuck up into the top 5 of the standings. Again, only the 2 losses. Lisa Sullivan has done a phenomenal job there, and I'm with you. I thought Kayvon Kramer being out was really going to hurt this team. Famir Ali has really stepped up his game.
It's going to be fun to watch them next week when they face the number 5 team, Salesianum. That's a look at your top 5. We're going to take a quick break for the national anthem. When we come back, it's tip-off between St. Elizabeth and Sanford here on Fox Sports 1290 and 302 Sports.
Start the year out right with a clean financial slate at American Spirit Federal Credit Union. American Spirit can help with loan refinancing opportunities designed to save you money. New and used auto loans as low as 2.99% APR. Personal loans, home equity loans, lines of credit, and mortgages too. Make American Spirit Federal Credit Union your financial institution today. With locations in Newark, Middletown, and Dover, offering 24/7 services to make managing your money a snap. Learn more at AmericanSpirit.org.
School bus drivers, custodians, nurses, just a few of the education support professionals who help schools in Delaware run smoothly. We'd like to honor an all-star in education. To award an ESP who's made an impact on your child's life, visit foxsports1290.com and click Contests. The winner will receive an award from Crown Trophy of People's Plaza, plus tickets and gift cards from throughout the area. A big congratulations to our most recent winner, Andrew Crawford, Kent County Community School.
High school basketball is on Fox Sports 1290, foxsports1290am.com, and on iHeartRadio. You're listening to the Delaware High School Hoops Game of the Week, presented by the U.S. Air Force.
Welcome back to the St. E Center. John Busby, welcome back. Marty Sheehan. We're set for tip-off between Sanford and St. Elizabeth. Your starters for Sanford, junior guard Corey Perkins and his cousin, junior guard Hassan Perkins. The only senior in the starting lineup, Ryan McKeown, Jair Davis, and Nana Njoku rounded out for Sanford. For St. Elizabeth, Jordan Brown back for his 4th game, missed most of the season with a broken foot suffered in the preseason. Ray Jones, Justin Money, Jaden Dickerson, and Nasir Brown. Sanford is going to be moving right to left in their black uniforms with the gold trim. St. Elizabeth left to right in their white uniforms with the maroon trim. It will be Justin Money jumping for St. Elizabeth, waiting to see who will jump it up, most likely Jair Davis or Njoku.
Yeah, I think it's going to be
Njoku.
Justin Money is a phenomenal leaper. He's got his work cut out for him tonight against the 6'9" Nana Njoku.
And he didn't even try, and Njoku just went up and tapped it back. And it is Corey Perkins, whose cousin Hassan Perkins will touch the ball quite a bit also. In fact, he's got it over in the right corner now. And it looks like a man-to-man defense by St. Elizabeth as Hassan Perkins has drawn the assignment of Nasir Brown and drives in, and it gets knocked away by Nasir Brown. So sending a statement early on, but it's going to stay Sanford ball, and Juku's going to inbounds. He gets it over to McKeon, who whips it over to Perkins, and this time it's Perkins in the corner. That was Hassan Perkins. He misses long. Jair Davis goes up and scores.
And unfortunately, nothing they could do about that. Justin Money was in great rebounding position. Jair Davis just too tall, reached over the top and put that back.
So Sanford strikes first, and then a turnover on the other end as Jordan Brown lost control of it. Corey Perkins knocked it away, and it's going to be Sanford ball just underway here. Sanford with a 2-0 lead.
We talked about St. Elizabeth has to be fundamentally sound tonight. They can't afford these costly turnovers, unforced errors against a great Sanford team.
Again, Sanford coming at us in the corner. Corey Perkins drives in, pulls up, decides not to shoot. He's being covered there closely by Nasir Brown as they work it around. It's back in Hassan Perkins. I'm sorry, it's Corey Perkins' hands, out up front. He drives down the middle, whips it to McKeon, goes out of bounds, going to be St. Elizabeth ball.
Nice job defensively by St. Elizabeth. They're cutting off the interior. Right now, Ray Jones has drawn the task of guarding Njoku down low, and the two of them are banging bodies down there. Ray Jones going to get the worst of that. He's a much smaller player.
Perkins has it in the right corner. McKeon has drawn that assignment. Looks like a 2-3 zone Sanford is playing, and another turn. No, they're going to say it was tipped out of bounds by Sanford. It's going to stay St. Elizabeth ball.
Yeah, most of their games, Sanford seems to like playing a 2-3 zone. Sometimes they'll switch to a 2-3 matchup. You don't see them play a lot of man-to-man against Delaware teams, and I'm guessing part of that is preparation for when they are playing the bigger teams and they have to use the zone defense.
And driving in is Ray Jones, and he gets it knocked away by Perkins, and quickly the other side. It's Corey Perkins, and swatted out of bounds by Nasir Brown, his second block of the game, but it's going to stay Sanford ball.
That is two phenomenal defensive plays by Nasir Brown early, cutting off the path to the basket of one of the Perkins.
And Njoku inbounds, and he gets it underneath to McKeon, who puts it up, and good. So a layup by McKeon, the senior. So two layups, and it's 4-0. Sanford over St. Elizabeth on the other end. Perkins with a jump shot from the left. I'm sorry, it was Dickerson there from the left side, and he scores two. And actually, that was Brown. Correction. Jair Davis on the other end goes up, and he gets fouled. And so it was Nasir Brown. He was as far away as I can see here from the corner. It was Nasir Brown who scored the two, and that was a big bucket for St. Elizabeth.
It was. They needed that. That was right on time. Nasir Brown coming up big as he has all season. That time, Jair Davis got himself caught underneath the basket in a really bad position as he misses the first free throw. Kind of a bailout foul by St. Elizabeth as he tried to go up and around underneath the basket.
Jair Davis only a 65% free throw shooter. If he needs to improve one thing, it would be
That's
that. And he makes the other one, the second one there, to extend their lead to 5-2. The foul was on Nasir Brown, his first. He's got the Brown going against, the ball going against Perkins. He dumps it off to Jones. Jones whips it out for a three-pointer, and that was no good by Dickerson. Sanford comes down with a rebound, and quickly it's Corey Perkins on the other side. He gets it to his cousin right in front of us. Three-pointer from the corner's good.
There's just nothing. You cannot leave Hassan Perkins wide open. He's one of the better three-point shooters on this team. That time, St. Elizabeth basically dared him to take the shot from the left baseline. He did, and he drained it.
And so it is 8-2. Sanford jumps out to a 6-point lead. 5:39 to play here in the first quarter. St. Elizabeth takes a 30-second timeout. Crown Trophy in People's Plaza is your one-stop shop for trophies, plaques, medals, and so much more. Crown Trophy is a proud supporter of the Fox Sports 1290 Game of the Week and home of the Delaware State Championship Trophy and Mini Trophy. Visit Crown Trophy in People's Plaza in Newark or online at crowntrophy.com. You know, Marty, you hate to say that this is a crucial couple of minutes so early in the game, but the way Sanford has jumped out against St. Elizabeth here on their home court, you have to say that they need to stay within 10 points here early on. They trail by 6.
Absolutely. Friends had the lead against Sanford after one quarter last week. Sanford went on to blow them out. They're off to a great start here. You don't want to give them a big head start.
And Money drove, and he dished it off to Jordan Brown, who whipped it across. Not sure who he was trying to pass it to, but somebody in the first row caught it.
Yeah, it looked like he was looking for Ray Jones, who wasn't looking for the pass. He wasn't prepared for that at all. I think he thought that Jordan Brown was going to either take that to the rack or kick it back outside. So, again, another unforced error for the Vikings.
The third, Jordan Brown, I believe, has 2 of them. He's going to check out. The junior Tyler Tillinghast checks in for him. 5:20 to play here. Sanford with an 8-2 lead, working it around. And Perkins from that was Corey Perkins, a three-pointer to move Sanford's lead to 11-2. And on the other end, a three-pointer answered right there. That's Nasir Brown. He's got all 5 of St. Elizabeth points, and a turnover by Sanford's going to give the ball right back to St. Elizabeth.
Boy, I don't know if I've seen a double dribble call on all season that was called on Hassan Perkins right there. A great job by Nasir Brown. Again, they give up a three-pointer to Corey Perkins, but St. Elizabeth comes back down. Nasir Brown right on time with a three-pointer to bring it back to a 6-point deficit.
Tillinghast has it at the top of the key. He's being guarded closely there by Perkins. He gets it to the foul line to Jones. Jones turns it over after hitting the cutter, and Sanford going quickly the other way. McKeon up with a miss, and then the follow-up slam by Njoku's not going to count, but McKeon's going to go to the line and shoot 2.
Yeah, McKeon, a really nice job of running the floor. He's definitely not the star of this team. He's the guy that doesn't get or gets the least amount of press, the only senior in this team. He does a little bit of everything well. He runs the floor well. He's got good size. He can rebound. He's got really good floor vision. So he's added a lot to this starting five for Sanford. Goes to the basket there. They're beating St. Elizabeth up and down the floor right now, John.
McKeown shoots just 36% and on cue misses his first of two. The foul was on Ray Jones, his first, the team's second, as McKeown gets ready to take his second shot. McKeown's big. We don't have the height for Sanford, but he's got to be at least 6'6". Misses his second shot. St. Elizabeth comes away with it, almost dribbles it off themselves, and instead Money streaks up to the end of the floor. He's got Dickerson in the left corner. Dickerson being covered by Perkins, drives the entire baseline. Tillinghast with a 15-foot jumper from the corner, no good, and skying for the rebound at Sanford. A no-look pass from cousin to cousin, but it's Hassan Perkins who steps out of bounds on the baseline and tells his cousin, let's slow it down a little bit.
And I'm guessing as much as they like Tyler Tillinghast, the sophomore for St. Elizabeth, I don't think you want him taking a 15-foot jumper from the wing. They want to try to work this around a little bit. They are now slowing it down with Justin Money bringing the ball up the floor, see if they can work a shot inside.
And a quick drive to the basket and swatted away. It was Dickerson on the drive, and Njoku fouled him on the way up, and so it'll be Njoku's first, the team's first, and it'll be Dickerson who heads to the line to shoot two.
Dickerson is a good free throw shooter for this St. Elizabeth team. If they're going to be successful tonight, they've got to attack the basket. He is a 70% free throw shooter on the season.
Makes the first. Checking back in will be Brown, and he will check in for Tillinghast. So that is Jordan Brown checking in.
And St. Elizabeth's Jordan Brown, they've played Caravel, St. Elizabeth's, and Salesianum as Jaden Dickerson makes his second free throw. Jordan Brown hasn't been forced to run the floor or defend or play offense against a team as physical and as fast as Sanford. It'll be interesting to see how he reacts tonight on that foot that was injured for the first 13 games.
St. Elizabeth looks like they're in a matchup zone there, and they called a traveling, I believe, out front against Hassan Perkins. I was shielded from the ref, but it had to be a travel.
That's two consecutive turnovers on Hassan Perkins. He was called for a double dribble coming up the floor and then a travel that time. So a little frustration there for Sanford as they've hit a little bit of a roadblock here.
Justin Money has the ball. He's being guarded by Davis. They work it around, and they get it to Nasir Brown, who nails a three from the corner. So it's now just a one-point game. That timeout seemed to work.
Phenomenal ball movement by St. Elizabeth. That's when they're at their best. They spread it around for round one with Ray Jones in the middle. When they whip it around the perimeter, they come up with a good shot.
And a shot from the other corner. That was taken by Jared Davis. He misses. Money comes down with it, gets it ahead to Jones. Jones goes up strong. It's swatted away by McKeon, and now it's Perkins on the other end. Hands off to Njoku. Misses the slam dunk. Grabs onto the rim impressively. Comes down in the hands of Jair Davis. Another shot up is long. That one was by Corey Perkins. He drives in. Ball's knocked away. Then Njoku goes up for another dunk. The ball comes out of his hand, and on the other side, it is Nasir Brown who scores on the reverse. And they called goaltending.
Foul, yes. I believe they called it. Yeah, they're calling goaltending on that play. Stan Witterman has seen enough. He wants a timeout. St. Elizabeth, boy, I talked about the missed dunks from Sanford. We just saw two from Njoku. They miss more dunks than anybody I know. 2 point-blank misses there for Sanford, and this St. E crowd for the first time is into it.
So with 2:54 to play, St. E's has taken a 12-11 lead. Sanford led 11-2, and since then it has been all St. E's on both sides of the floor. Nasir Brown leads all scorers. He's got 10 of the St. Elizabeth 12 points, and so an impressive comeback. And, you know, it's hard to use that term, but it really looked early on, Marty, like Sanford could blow this team out of the gym.
It does, and we've seen this a number of times this year where the coach who's on the losing end to start with, in this case Matt Rubenkamp, calls a timeout at a perfect time, settles his guys down a little bit. They come out. All of a sudden, it was a 180 switch. Sanford start committing some, hitting some roadblocks that they put up themselves, walking, double dribble, a couple missed dunks, and all of a sudden St. Elizabeth is starting to get into the flow offensively, moving the ball well around the perimeter, forcing the Sanford defense to switch back and forth, causing a few gaps in that defense, and they've started to hit their shots.
The starting lineups are in for both teams. 2:50 to play. Sanford with the ball coming at us as you listen on your radio dial in the black uniforms and the gold trim. Jair Davis was going to take a three. McKeown got in his way. Instead, they work it around. Hassan Perkins is long on the three-pointer. He gets it underneath to McKeown, who dishes to Jair Davis, who lays it up and in with his left.
McKeown, a great job there. He came up with a rebound off the missed shot. Instead of trying to go up in traffic, he dished off to a cutting Jair Davis for the easy two.
So Sanford takes the lead back, 13-12. Money drives in, dishes out to Jordan Brown. Shot is long. Jair Davis has it, whips it ahead to McKeown, who got ahead of the defense, but nice hustle there by Jordan Brown to get back, knock it out, but it's going to stay Sanford ball.
Jordan Brown, a great job. He misses the three on one end, and how often do you see they get frustrated and don't make it back? That time, he raced down the floor to catch McKeon, was able to knock it out of his hand before McKeon could go up for the easy layup.
Jordan inbounds under their own basket. I should say Sanford inbounds under their own basket. And they work it around. They have it at the foul line to Davis. He whips it over to the lefty Perkins, who shoots, scores, and is fouled from three.
Wow, that's just a bad foul by St. Elizabeth's. I believe that was on Jaden Dickerson, the sophomore. Just not actually, excuse me, they're going to call that on Nasir Brown. That's actually big. In the first quarter, that's his second foul. He's been the leading scorer on this team throughout the season. He and Dustin Money have kind of shared that back and forth. But, yeah, a needless foul out on the perimeter.
Perkins' free throw is no good, gets whipped around, and St. Elizabeth comes down with it, and Jair Davis strips it away from Brown and slams it home.
And Jair Davis wasn't going to miss that one. He went up with two hands, jumped as high as he could, and rocked that thing home.
So just like that, Sanford has built a 6-point lead, 18-12. Jones with a jumper from the foul line is good. So Ray Jones with his first 2 points of the night. It's 18-14. Sanford with the lead and the ball. Minute 30 to play here in the first quarter. Jair Davis throws it away. Jordan Brown streaking. He gets it over to Nasir Brown. Misses it, but there to lay it in with his left hand is Money.
St. Elizabeth's doing a great job of now out-racing Sanford down the floor, something they didn't do in the first 3-4 minutes. Nasir Brown and company getting down there to clean up after that missed shot.
Sanford works it around. Perkins has it. He gets it to McKeown at the foul line, and it's going to be a foul there, and that foul is going to be on Nasir Brown, wow. I believe, his third. Not a smart foul by Nasir Brown. Coming in is Kendrick Seagars, and also checking in for St. Elizabeth is Tillinghast. Nasir Brown is going to have a seat, as is Ray Jones. So that's a huge foul for St. Elizabeth. Nasir Brown, their leading scorer tonight, and they're going to call a foul underneath after Sanford inbounds it, and that foul is going to be on Kendrick Seagars, who has his first foul.
Boy, and as they're down by our end of the floor, the height differential is amazing with Joku and Davis on the floor. They now bring in Brandon Dwyer, a sophomore who's given them some really good minutes, provides more height on the inside.
And stripped of the ball is Davis. That's Money who stripped it away. A bounce pass on the breakaway to Tillinghast. Misses the layup. Follow-up and good by Jaden Dickerson. So it's a tie ball game. 18-18, 45 seconds left to play here in the first quarter.
St. Elizabeth's doing, again, a phenomenal job. All five guys ran down the floor and surrounded the basket. They were ready to clean up after that missed shot and get them back to a tie ball game.
Devin Harris also checked in for Sanford on that last whistle. Driving in is Hassan Perkins. He misses the layup. Tillinghast comes down with it. 28 seconds left to go. Tie ball game, 18-18. Dickerson drives in and he's fouled. I believe they're going to say it was on the floor, so it'll be under the basket. The foul was on Corey Perkins, his first, just the team's second. It's a blocking foul, and we're going to have a substitution for Sanford. Hassan Perkins is going to check out, and checking in is going to be Nasir Cowan for the last 24 seconds of this quarter as St. Elizabeth will inbound the ball. Money gets it in, and he's got it to Dickerson. Dickerson gives it back to Money for the layup.
Great look inside there to Money for the layup. St. Elizabeth's just doing a great job on weak side movement now, getting around their defenders and presenting themselves for an easy pass underneath the basket.
7 seconds to play. Sanford playing for the last shot. Corey Perkins has it. He gets it over to his wingman. Shot is up and no good. That was Nasir Cowan who missed the 12-footer from the right wing. That's going to bring us to the end of the first quarter here at St. Elizabeth. Your score, St. Elizabeth 20, Sanford 18. We'll be back with the second quarter right after this.
Your home. Remodel your home with the pros voted Delaware's #1 home improvement company. Ferris Home Improvements has something for every homeowner at their new showroom on the corner of Kirkwood Highway and Harmony Road in Newark, Delaware. Explore products and layouts with the area's top designers. Touch and feel products that inspire your dream space. Ferris Home Improvement's pride in the details make them the area's best in roofing, windows and doors, siding, decks, kitchens, and bathrooms. Want a professional, no-pressure remodel? Go see the best at the Big Shamrock on Kirkwood Highway. Ferris Home Improvements. Quality workmanship from a neighbor you can trust. Life's too short to hate your home.
And began his career in home finance in 2002 as a mortgage consultant. Since 2002, Brian has helped over 1,000 home buyers achieve their dreams of owning a home. Brian's knowledge of current market conditions and his detailed evaluation of buyers' finances ensures that
Today at dfrc.org. You gotta be so cold.
It's sort of in and out. It was like at one point it was really clear and it's starting to get choppy again.
Living your life cutthroat. You gotta be so cold. Yeah, you're a natural.
Yeah, coming back after this commercial.
Alexa, play Imagine Dragons.
Okay.
With Amazon Music, a voice is all you need. Get access to over 50 million songs. Download the Amazon Music app today.
High school basketball is on Fox Sports and our iHeartRadio app.
Welcome back to the St. E Center. St. Elizabeth with a 20-18 lead as we get set here in the second quarter. Sanford moving right to left or right at us here in the corner in the black uniforms. Jair Davis, that turnaround jumper from the mid-post is good.
Jair Davis turned around. The only thing in his way was Jordan Brown, which was a huge height mismatch. Jair Davis took advantage, just went up, a nice little floater in the lane, the easy 2 points.
Tillinghast from the left corner from three is short. Skying for the rebound is Corey Perkins, and he's going to streak ahead 3-on-2. He dishes it off. Layup is no good. It's blocked by St. Elizabeth, but ends up in the back hands in the hands of Sanford. Jumper from the right wing by Brandon Dwyer, no good, and St. Elizabeth comes down with the rebound.
Boy, Sanford has really just hit the wall in terms of making shots. There's been a lid on the basket for the better part of 4 minutes. They've gotten some easy ones in close, but from outside, they've gone stone cold.
St. Elizabeth working it around. Jordan Brown in the lineup, along with Dickerson, who drives in, gets stopped, and they're going to call a jump ball. Tillinghast in for St. Elizabeth, along with Walls and Jones. Checking in for Sanford is going to be Mickey Owen and also Hassan Perkins. He's in the lineup with Devin Harris, Brandon Dwyer, and also looks like Corey Perkins. 20-20, 6:35 to play here in the second quarter. Sanford and St. Elizabeth. Sanford jumped out to an 11-2 lead. They called timeout, Matt Rubenkamp that is. Sanford scored right out of there, but after that it was all St. Elizabeth. Jumper from the left wing is no good by Brandon Dwyer of Sanford, and Muddy comes down with the rebound. He's got it, and he whips it over to the right side. That's Dickerson on the right wing. He's being covered closely by Devin Harris. They work it back to the left side. Jordan Brown has it. Money has it. He drives baseline, gets knocked out of bounds, and then throws it away. So both these teams, Marty, have had turnovers that you wouldn't expect at this time in the season with these two well-coached teams.
They really haven't. With St. Elizabeth, they have to have a better plan for attacking the basket. They can't just attack in the hopes that they're going to get fouled, which we've seen both Dickerson, Ray Jones, we've seen Jordan Brown do. You have to have some kind of plan of attack when you're going in there, because when they block it, there's nothing St. Elizabeth can do. It ends up in the Sanford hands.
St. Elizabeth in a 3-2 zone right now. Nana Njoku and Jair Davis are both on the bench. 5:42 to play, tie ball game, 20-20. Sanford works it around. Dwyer shoots another three, this time from the right corner, no good. McKeown up and in on the putback.
And again, that time Tillinghast had great position on Ryan McKeown, but McKeown just uses height. You hear over the back all the time. McKeown did go over the back, but he didn't make contact. He just reached over, grabbed the ball, and then went up with a nice shot off the glass.
Jones, a jumper from the left elbow, in and out, and coming down with the rebound is McKeown. He hands it off to Corey Perkins. Sanford seems to look to be slowing it down a little bit. That might be in part because Davis and Njoku are on the bench.
And it looks like they've struggled since St. Elizabeth has gone to that zone, John. They've switched from a 2-3 zone to a 3-2 zone, and using both of those combined zones, Sanford's really struggled from the outside.
And just on cue, as you say, Marty, Corey Perkins nails his third three of the night, and it's 25-20. St. Elizabeth has yet to score here in the second half. Looking to change that is Dickerson. Three-pointer is long. Skying for the rebound is Money. He didn't get the rebound, but he tipped it down to Jones, who goes up and misses the tap-in. Streaking ahead is Hassan Perkins. Corey Perkins, another three from the corner. Nothing but the bottom of the net. 4 threes, 12 points for Corey Perkins, and a timeout called as Sanford has gone on an 8-0 run here in the second quarter and has a 28-20 lead.
The best way to describe Sanford in this game is streaky. They started out hot as blazes, hitting shots from both corners of the floor for three-pointers. Then they went ice cold from the outside, and all of a sudden it's Corey Perkins again who comes back and gets them going. I'll tell you what, the Perkins brothers from outside St. Benedict's Prep found this out this past weekend. Even if you shut down or nullify the big guys, they can kill you from the outside.
Tonight's broadcast is presented by the United States Air Force. The U.S. Air Force wants you to know there's a new recruiter in your area, Tech Sergeant Andrew Bugg. His office is located on the riverfront in Wilmington. Stop by and find out about the exciting opportunities waiting for you in today's Air Force. A big thanks to our partner, NKN Films, for their outstanding design on our 2018 basketball schedule poster. Check it out online at www.foxsports1290am.com. You can even make it your phone screensaver, Marty,
right.
As your mother did.
That's
you told
right.
me.
My mom has
We
it as her
appreciate
screensaver.
Alice promoting us to all her friends. One of our biggest fans. Visit nknfilms.com for all your video needs. 4:32 to play here in the second quarter. Sanford with a 28-20 lead after going on an 8-0 run to start the second quarter. St. Elizabeth has it out of the timeout. Dickerson has it. And it looks like Sanford is going to a matchup man-to-man, a turnover, and Casey Perkins, the man with a hot hand, this time with a right-hand layup, no good. Coming down with it is Money and a reach-in foul. And we'll see who they call it on. Corey Perkins is reacting as if it was going to be against him. It is not. It's going to be against his cousin, Hassan Perkins, his first, the team's third. So as we approach the 4-minute mark, bringing the ball up is senior Justin Money. We, of course, enjoyed watching his brother play here for so many years. In fact, he hit a game-winning jumper right in front of us a couple years ago. They work it around. Dickerson has it at the foul line, drives down the middle, gets knocked around, looking for a foul. No call. But they're going to say it went off of Sanford, and now I think he's going to be overruled. I thought that went off of Dickerson.
I did as well, and the same thing as I said earlier about having a plan when you go inside. That time Dickerson challenged the big guys inside, specifically McKeown that time, but just wasn't able to get anything to happen. McKeown goes straight up and blocks the shot, and yeah, a little hesitation from the referees.
And the one ref couldn't talk the other one out of it. It's St. E's ball, and after the inbound, it was Nasir Brown jumping out of bounds who knocked it off one of the Sanford legs, and it's going to stay St. E's ball. Nasir Brown in with those 3 fouls. I think Matt Rubingham decided he needs his leading scorer back in the game no matter how many fouls he has.
It feels like the danger
point.
zone. You wonder if the timeout will have the same magic it did in the first quarter for St. E, as this 8-point lead can balloon real quick if they're not careful.
And it's going to be a jumper from Money, and it's Money in the bank as he nails the 3 from the right wing. 7 points for Justin Money. First points of the second quarter. It's now 28-23. Sanford with the lead. Just over 3 minutes to play. They work it underneath to Njoku. He goes up strong and lays it in.
That's a phenomenal job inside by Njoku. He caught it. He was underneath the basket. He muscled inside 2 St. Elizabeth's defenders to get up to the board. Bounced it off the glass and in.
30-23. Dickerson has it. He gets it down underneath. They whip it across, and it's picked off. Second time they've tried to pass it the entire length of the baseline. Hassan Perkins has it. He drives in. A no-look pass to Njoku. Goes up, misses the layup, but is fouled, and he'll head to the line and shoot 2. The foul is going to be on Ray Jones. That's his second, and it sends Njoku, a 70% free throw shooter, to the line to shoot 2.
That's a tough foul on Ray Jones. He had good position inside, but Njoku kind of shifted his body to create the contact. He was a little bit out of control. He probably wasn't going to make a shot anyway at any point, but Ray Jones picks up the foul. And as you said, Njoku, usually a pretty good free throw shooter for this team, but 70% on the season, but misses his first.
Amin Johnson checks in for Corey Perkins. Perkins heads to the bench with 12 points, all of them from three-point land. Second shot is missed. Jair Davis for the rebound, goes up strong and scores, and I believe Ray Jones just picked up his 3rd foul.
I believe so too, and that's why Jair Davis is going to excel at the next level. It gets the rebound. He's just such a strong kid. He goes up through 2 St. Elizabeth defenders, albeit he did have the height advantage, but that's not all of that. You use that muscle inside, go up strong with 2 hands, bank it off the glass and in, and picks up the foul.
And so heading to the foul line is Davis, and off the back of the rim, and no good. Kendrick Seagars has checked in for Ray Jones, and ball gets tipped around and out of bounds. It's going to stay Sanford ball. So bad luck there for St. Elizabeth.
It is, and as you said, for Jair Davis, his one kryptonite right now is free throws. He struggled from there tonight, and he's only a 67% shooter on the season.
And so Sanford has the ball, a 32-23 lead. They work it around. Jair Davis has it stripped. That's Jordan Brown going the other way. He hands it off, and scoring from the left side is Nasir Brown to make it 32-25. Quickly on the other side, Amin Johnson gets it across the timeline, and Sanford's going to try to slow it down.
St. Elizabeth's a great job of Nasir Brown and Jordan Brown teaming up down the floor there. The pass off from Jordan to Nasir for the bucket.
And Joku got it in the low post. He dished it out to Amin Johnson after drawing the double team, and Johnson traveled, and so it's a turnover to St. Elizabeth.
And you know, we've seen the same thing after two timeouts, one in the first quarter, one in the second, where after the little break in action, Sanford has come out and gone a little bit cold, where St. Elizabeth is able to heat up a little bit. So they've only knocked 1 point off the lead, but the difference in play is substantial.
Brown has it. He's going to fire from three on the left side. Nothing but the bottom of the net. That's Jordan Brown, his first points of the night, and it's 32-28 as a 2-minute mark here at the St. E Center. McKeown drives in. It gets swatted away from behind by Money. Money streaking in the other direction. Gets it to Nasir Brown. Crowd wants a goaltending call on Njoko, not getting it. Sanford on the other side. A no-look pass by Davis, and Johnson fumbles it out of bounds.
I do not know how that was not a goaltending call on Njoko. It certainly looked like the ball was on its way down into the cylinder when Njoko pinned it to the board. Coach Rubenkamp for St. Elizabeth is certainly making his feelings known.
I was going to say, if he touched the ball, there's no way it's not goaltending.
No way, not at all.
No way it's not goaltending. The only defense a ref would have is if they claim that as high as he got, he didn't touch the ball. Now on the other side, picking up a foul is Corey Perkins, his second, as it was Jordan Brown trying to get around him. Crowd still in an uproar about that no call.
And, you know, it was a big one. It cost St. Elizabeth 2 points, a 4-point game. Could have been a 2-point game. Again, both teams some missed opportunities. That one was the first time we really saw the refs kind of get involved in the controversy.
Jumper from the corner is no good. Skying for the rebound is Davis. He gets it ahead to the streaking Casey Perkins. Knocked out of his hands by Jordan Brown. Great hustle by the senior.
Jordan Brown just looks phenomenal. That foot, there seems to be no worse for the wear as he pulls up for three.
No good, and Joku comes down with it. He gets it out to Perkins. Perkins ahead to Jair Davis, who drives into the hoop, lays it up, and scores.
Jair Davis, amazing. It's amazing there was no foul call there. An easy two for Jair.
And then another two on the other end. Did you see who got that,
Nasir
Marty?
Brown snuck past the Sanford defense, got behind. Everyone was hit with the long pass for the layup. So St. Elizabeth's a minute 2 to go, only down 4 at home.
And Stan Waterman takes a timeout, and as they do, Corey Perkins is getting an earful from Stan Waterman as he's giving it to his teammate.
He was responsible for Nasir Brown. He let Nasir Brown get behind him, and they just do not want to, you know, Stan Waterman in defense, he does not like to see them give up easy points. They do not get beaten up and down the floor.
And they have been the last couple times, and it's allowed St. Elizabeth to pull within 34-30 as Sanford takes a 30-second timeout. The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers Local Union 313 and the National Electrical Contractors Association, NECA, energizing Delaware. With their highly skilled electricians partnered with Signature Contractors, Local 313 electricians will safely get your job done right, on time, and within budget. Visit IBEW313.org. Sanford comes out of the timeout with the ball. Harris is in along with Perkins, Jair Davis, and Joku, and Hassan Perkins. So both Perkins are in. Basically the starting lineup, with the exception of McKeown is out. Harris is in. 55 seconds left to play. Brown is in along with Dickerson, and Seagars is in. Money and Tillinghast. And a lob underneath to Njoku. He comes down with it, puts it up, misses, and is fouled from behind. That foul is going to be on Jaden Dickerson, his first, and Njoku will go to the line to shoot two.
And with Ray Jones being in foul trouble, Jaden Dickerson now has been switched, and he's been responsible for Njoku down on the block. That time, a great alley-oop pass sort of from Jair Davis into the low block for Njoku. Jaden Dickerson doing all he can to prevent the easy basket.
Njoku, a 70% free throw shooter. He was 0 for 2 before hitting that one. Checking in is Nasir Cowan. He's going to check in for Hassan Perkins, who's going to have a seat probably for the final 44 seconds of this half as Njoku gets ready to take his second shot. 3 points on the night, comes in averaging 12 points a game. Second shot is good, so he's 2 for 4 on the night. It's a 36-30 lead for Sanford. 38 seconds left to play here at the St. E Center before we head into halftime. Earl Holland will have a halftime report for you, then we'll come back and talk about this first half. 29 seconds to play.
Matt Rubenkamp wants to hold it for the last 30 seconds. He's been shouting out one shot, so he's really going to slow it down here.
Money's got it. He's being guarded closely by Jair Davis, arguably the two best players on this team. Dickerson has it, almost loses it, works it over to Tillinghast. He gets it back into the hands of Dickerson. A swarm of defense here, and they're going to call a foul against Sanford, and that foul is going to be on Jair Davis, his first. Still not in the one-on-one. They had a foul to give, and so with 11 seconds to play, St. Elizabeth will inbound.
And Rubenkamp was really frustrated because St. Elizabeth twice dribbled right into double teams on the outside.
Money drives in, and it gets blocked away by Harris. It was a combination of his body and his hands that blocked it away. Going to stay St. E's ball. Money will inbound it to the left of his basket underneath as we see it. He gets it to Dickerson. 2 seconds to play. Turnaround jumper hits the side of the backboard, and that's going to do it for the first half here at the St. E Center. Your score, Sanford 36, St. Elizabeth 30. Don't forget to stay tuned for the halftime report here on Fox Sports 1290, and then we'll be back for the second half. Once again, your halftime score, Sanford 36, St. Elizabeth 30. You're listening to the Fox Sports 1290 Game of the Week and watching it live on 302 Sports.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Solo Concepts. Solo Concepts is an award-winning restaurant group on the culinary coast with 10 locations. We're a chef-driven group. Come check us out. See you soon. Solo Concepts believes in the vision of our founder, Matt Haley. Cook beautiful, simple food, develop the people we work with, and make the world a better place. Solo Concepts on the culinary coast with 10 locations from Lewis, Delaware to Fenwick Island. Come check us out. Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Solo Concepts. Solo Concepts is an award-winning restaurant group on the culinary coast with 10 locations. We're a chef-driven group. Come check us out. See you soon. Solo Concepts believes in the vision of our founder, Matt Haley. Cook beautiful, simple food, develop the people we work with, and make the world a better place. Solo Concepts on the culinary coast with 10 locations from Lewis, Delaware to Fenwick Island. Come check us out.
As a military wife, I love helping our airmen and their families with financial tools to help provide financial stability.
I promise to make a positive difference in your financial life, from helping you to lower your payments to discovering ways to help you save for your children's future.
From the needs of college students and first-time auto buyers, I promise to identify and take ownership of your needs.
Local people, local decisions, Dover Federal Credit Union.
As a military wife, I love helping our airmen and their families with financial tools to help provide financial stability.
I promise to make a positive difference in your financial life, from helping you to lower your payments to discovering ways to help you save for your children's future.
From the needs of college students and first-time auto buyers, I promise to identify and take ownership of your needs.
Local people, local decisions, Dover Federal Credit Union.
As a military wife, I love helping our airmen and their families with financial tools to help provide financial stability.
I promise to make a positive difference in your financial life, from helping you to lower your payments to discovering ways to help you save for your children's future.
From the needs of college students and first-time auto buyers, I promise to identify and take ownership of your needs.
Local people, local decisions, Dover Federal Credit Union.
As a military wife, I love helping our airmen and their families with financial tools to help provide financial stability.
I promise to make a positive difference in your financial life, from helping you to lower your payments to discovering ways to help you save for your children's future.
From the needs of college students and first-time auto buyers, I promise to identify and take ownership of your needs.
Local people, local decisions, Dover Federal Credit Union.
As a military wife,
will receive the best mortgage to fit their needs. Brian is often commended on how efficient and effortless he makes the mortgage process for everyone from first-time home buyers to investors to experienced buyers. For the loan that fits you, contact Brian today. Mr. Italian began his career in home finance in 2002 as a mortgage consultant. Since 2002, Brian has helped over 1,000 home buyers achieve their dreams of owning a home. Brian's knowledge of current market conditions and his detailed evaluation of buyers' finances ensures that each buyer will receive the best mortgage to fit their needs. Brian is often commended on how efficient and effortless he makes the mortgage process for everyone from first-time home buyers to investors to experienced buyers. For the loan that fits you, contact Brian today. Mr. Italian began his career in home finance in 2002 as a mortgage consultant. Since 2002, Brian has helped over 1,000 home buyers achieve their dreams of owning a home. Brian's knowledge of current market conditions and his detailed evaluation of buyers' finances ensures that each buyer will receive the best mortgage to fit their needs. Brian is often commended on how efficient and effortless he makes the mortgage process for everyone from first-time home buyers to investors to experienced buyers. For the loan that fits you, contact Brian today. Mr. Italian began his career in home finance in 2002 as a mortgage consultant. Since 2002, Brian has helped over 1,000 home buyers achieve their dreams of owning a home. Brian's knowledge of current market conditions and his detailed evaluation of buyers' finances ensures that each buyer will receive the best mortgage to fit their needs. Brian is often commended on how efficient and effortless he makes the mortgage process for everyone from first-time home buyers to investors to experienced buyers. For the loan that fits you, contact Brian today. Unique Image opened for business in Wilmington, Delaware in 1979 with one focus, wowing our customers with great products and even greater customer service. 30 years later, we are still doing exactly that. Whether you're looking for marketing tools to promote your business, gifts for your employees or clients, or planning a special event, we're here with the voice of experience to help you every step of the way for your complete satisfaction. Visit our new showroom in the Mill Creek Shopping Center, 4577 Kirkwood Highway. Unique Image, you envision, we create.
In life, at every stage, we are here for you, for all of life's big moments, and everything in between. After all, that's what families are for. We promise to make a positive difference in your financial life and go beyond the norm. Be a part of the Dover Federal family.
Local people, local decisions, Dover Federal Credit Union.
No matter where you are in life.
The Hadley Group is your local real estate resource. Brian Hadley joined Patterson Schwartz & Associates in 2005. In 2013, Nicole Flora joined Brian, followed by Emma Burnett and Grant Jepp in 2014. That's when the Hadley Group was formed. Patterson Schwartz Associates offer you exceptional knowledge of local
Start of the second half here. Sanford has a 36-30 lead. They jumped out to an 11-2 lead, and then St. Elizabeth called timeout. Actually, they called timeout at the 8-2 mark. Sanford scored on a 3, and after that, it was all St. Elizabeth. Took the lead 12-11. Led at the end of the first quarter 20-18, but then Sanford came out and scored the first 8 points of the second quarter, and St. E's never really recovered from that. And at the halftime, as I said, the score is Sanford 36, St. E's 30. There were 4 lead changes, and we were tied up twice. Leading Sanford in scoring is Jair Davis with 13. He comes in averaging 17 points a game. Corey Perkins has already hit his game average with 12 points. He's got 4 3-pointers, and then with 4 points apiece, it's Ryan McKeown and then Njoku Nana, and then 3 points for Hassan Perkins. For St. Elizabeth, they are led by Nasir Brown's 14 points, just 1 less than his per-game average, but he does have 3 fouls. 3 points for Jordan Brown, 7 points for Justin Money, 4 points for Jaden Dickerson, and 3 points for Jordan Brown. I'm sorry, I already said that. Ray Jones, 2 points, and he's got the 3 fouls. So, as you said, Marty, it's going to be interesting to see if Sanford doesn't try to work the ball inside a lot more than they did in the first half.
Especially considering that Nana and Njoku really struggled to get going. Ray Jones and Jaden Dickerson did a phenomenal job down low against the big guy. Ray Jones, of course, it cost him because he picked up 3 fouls, and he's one of their key guys. In fact, he's going to start this second half in the lineup. They're going to go with Nasir Brown and Ray Jones, both with the 3 fouls to start against Sanford starting 5. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting with Njoku struggling so much that they weren't even getting the ball down low to him. Dickerson and Jones were doing a really nice job. He missed a couple close-in shots early on. And I'd love to see if Stan is going to try to pound this inside with St. Elizabeth's in foul trouble.
It is the starting lineup for Sanford: McKeown and Njoku, Davis and Perkins, brothers Hassan and Corey. As it is Jordan Brown with the jumper from the right baseline, no good. Coming down with it is Njoku. Corey Perkins has it. He dishes it off to Jair Davis, a little dribble fake, and then dishes it off on the drive to Njoku. But again, it is stripped underneath, and coming the other way is Nasir Dickerson. McKeown gets that block, and then a breakaway for Njoku, and this time he slams it home.
Wow, he rattled the entire rim all the way to the roof of this facility. Yeah. Just an unfortunate turn of events there for St. Elizabeth's. Jordan Brown with the steal as Njoku went up for a dunk. They came down the floor, had it taken away again on a Nasir Brown miss, and Njoku had never made it back up the floor. He was just waiting for the pass and the dunk.
Nasir Brown drives down the middle, and Njoku meets him with his body, doesn't even have to get the ball. The ball never reaches the rim, and Sanford comes down with it. 1 minute in, they've got a 38-30 lead. Perkins from 3, nothing but the bottom of the net. Corey Perkins, 15 points, his 5th 3-pointer of the night, and the first 5 points go to Sanford as they stretch their lead to 41-30. That ties the largest lead that they've had at 11. Nasir Brown loses the ball, driving to the basket. I'm sorry, that was Jordan Brown. And coming away with it is Sanford. This time it's Hassan Perkins, nothing but 3 from the right wing. And all of a sudden, it is a 14-point lead, and St. Elizabeth calls a timeout.
Yeah, St. Elizabeth is not the way they wanted to start the second half. Sanford, I actually thought they pounded inside, but they just kind of gone with the flow of the game. Both Perkins cousins, have pulled up for 3-pointers. When they get hot, they are really streaky shooters. If they get hot, they can bury you in a hurry. St. Elizabeth struggling with some unforced errors again. Jordan Brown went up for a shot, had lost the handle on it. Nasir Brown, it looked like he was going to have a layup early on in the half, but great defense by Sanford. One of the things that impressed me about the big guys from Sanford, too, is how well coached they are. They go up straight. They don't try to swat down at the ball, even though they have the huge height advantage. They're vertical when they go up for the block. It creates a situation where the referee can't call a foul because there's no demonstrable contact made by the big guy. So, as you said before, where Njoku came up with a rebound where it never even touched the rim, his presence altered the shot so much that it didn't make it.
And so with 6:24 to play here in the third quarter and a 44-30 lead, Sanford comes out in a full court man-to-man press, really just to cause trouble more than anything. St. Elizabeth breaks it, and Brown has it on the right side. He dishes it back outside to Dickerson. Dickerson has it knocked away by Jared Davis, and Corey Perkins throws an alley-oop to Njoku. but Njoku goes over his head, and streaking the other way is Money, and he gets fouled on the way up. He's going to go to the line and shoot 2 after missing the layup on the right side.
You know, I talked in the pregame about Sanford. Sometimes they get a little over-enthusiastic, and Njoku has missed 2 dunks. That time, instead of going for the easy layup, which I thought Perkins would, he went for the alley-oop to Njoku, but it was way off the mark, and Njoku could barely get a finger on it, and it ends up in a foul situation for St. Elizabeth. And Justin Money, who's been a good free throw shooter all season, hits the first.
First points of the third quarter for St. Elizabeth. Heading to the bench is Jaden Dickerson. Tillinghast checks in for him as Money hits both 2 for 2 from the line tonight, his 9th point, and it's 44-32. St. Elizabeth looks like they are in a trapping zone defense.
Yeah,
trying to trap the
trapping
shooter.
zone. Yeah, it looks like they're trying to keep the guys outside from getting free, but just as we say it doesn't work. They get the ball down to Hassan Perkins in the left corner, and he buries another 3. He's now at 18 points on the game.
His second 3 of the night. Driving the baseline for St. Elizabeth is Money. He gets it back outside. Driving in is Jordan Brown. Ball's tipped away again, and stepping out of bounds is Nasir Brown. We've seen more tipped balls tonight, Marty, by both teams than we've seen all season.
We really have. Both teams have done a really good job of using their arms and their hands defensively. The Perkin twins look like spiders out there when they're guarding St. Elizabeth's guards in the front. Their arms are swinging all over the place. They're doing a really good job, but St. Elizabeth is matching them with defensive intensity. As you said, both teams doing a really nice job closing down the lanes.
47-32, and Njoku's going in for the drive, but he's fouled, and I believe this is going to be on Ray Jones.
You're right. That's going to be Ray Jones' 4th foul, and you know, that's kind of what we thought we were going to see. And Njoku got the ball down on the right block and just kind of put his backside into Ray Jones and pushed him. Jones tried to set his base and push back, but was called for the foul.
Seagars checks in for Jones, and it's a 3-pointer on the right side by Njoku is long, and coming down with it is St. Elizabeth, and the smallest guy on the floor, Jordan Brown, comes away with it, and then he's fouled by Jair Davis at half court. Probably not the foul Stan Waterman was looking for.
No, Jair Davis trying to cut off the lane there on the right side, or the left side of the floor near the baseline, or the out-of-bounds line on Jordan Brown. Jordan Brown snuck past him, and Jair Davis made the body contact, drawing the needless foul.
Nasir Brown has it on the left wing. Tillinghast right in front of us in the corner, and another foul, this time reaching in, and that's going to be on Hassan Perkins. I've got him for 3. We'll see when they put it up on the board, and it looks like Perkins is going to check out. Nasir Cowan checking in, and also checking in is Devin Harris, and Njoku will have a seat as well. 4:51 to play. Sanford, the number 1 team in the state, with a 47-32 lead. St. Elizabeth an 8-8 record, knowing every game counts here down the stretch for them to have the opportunity to get into the tournament and defend the school's only state championship in boys basketball. Tillinghast gets the rebound off of Money's miss, and a jump shot from 3 on the left side is good by Jordan Brown, his first points of the second half.
And that was sparked by the hustle of Tillinghast, who chased down the rebound, got it out to Brown, who was wide open on the perimeter, nailed down the open 3.
Harris dribbles it away inside the lane, but gets his own miscue, gets it over to Jair Davis, who drives in, scores, and is fouled.
Jair Davis, that's a case of him just being too strong. He put the ball on the floor, they fouled him. He had already started up, so the continuation came into play, and he's just too strong. He goes up, he's going to finish that off every time. If you're going to prevent him from shooting, you got to make sure you get that shooting arm, pin that down a bit. That time was just kind of a little slap foul, allowing him to go up and finish it off.
Foul was on Tillinghast, his first, the team second. Jaden Dickerson's going to check in for Tyler Tillinghast. 49-35, 14-point lead, matching the largest for Sanford tonight, as the foul shot is good. And quickly coming the other way is St. Elizabeth on the left side. It's Nasir Brown who has it. He's being guarded by Harris, gets right by him, but then Harris gets him from behind, and they're going to call a foul. Crowd doesn't like that one.
Well, I have to say it was called by the official on the far side of the court. The official that had them right in front of him did not call a foul. I actually thought Harris got a clean block. I'm not sure. It looks like they called the foul eventually on Ryan McEwen, so it looks like he may have gotten some body contact as Nasir Brown went up for the shot.
Nasir Brown had 10 points in the first quarter, but foul trouble sent him to the bench as he misses the first shot. Only had 4 points in the second quarter, so he's got 14 on the game. Misses the first, so the lead remains 15. Largest lead of the night for Sanford. Second shot is up and good. So a 71% free throw shooter, Nasir Brown, is able to get 1 of 2, and it makes it a 50-36 game. Full court press by St. Elizabeth. Sanford gets it across without any trouble. Driving on the baseline is Davis, and is short on the layup, and coming down with it is Nasir Brown. He whips it ahead to Money. Money goes up strong with the left hand, lays it up, no good, and coming down with the rebound is Sanford. They get it ahead to McKeown. McKeown drives in with the right hand on the left side, misses, almost tipped in by Harris, and instead it's ripped down by Seagars. He works it ahead. They've got Money who's cherry picking. He goes up for the shot, and McKeown knocks it out of bounds, but it's going to stay St. Elizabeth ball.
I tell you what, we are seeing phenomenal defense from both of these teams. We're also seeing an incredible energy level. It's picked up even more from the first half.
And so a foul, and they're going to count the three-pointer. The buzzer sounded, but the refs didn't call it. So Jordan Brown with his second three-pointer of the quarter, and it's a 50-39 lead. Buzzer sounded, the refs ignored it because the ball had already been handed off. Spin move by Jair Davis on the other end. His 5th point of the quarter, 18th point of the night, and it's 52-39 with 3 minutes to play in the third quarter.
Jair Davis starting to get a little more confident driving against finding some gaps in this St. Elizabeth's defense.
Dickerson drives the baseline right in front of us. McKeown knocks it away on the attempted shot and scrambling for it, and there's a scrum on the floor, and there's going to be a jump ball.
I love the intensity here, John. You had 4 guys just go all out diving for this ball on the floor. McKeon took the brunt of that as Jordan Brown ended up on top of him at the end, but the referee had already called for the jump ball. So great hustle by both of these teams. Boy, don't tell anybody that St. Elizabeth is out of it or that Sanford is coasting through the Delaware part of their schedule. Both these teams playing with amazing intensity and energy tonight.
Carter Ruby checks in for Jair Davis for Sanford. Andrew Spychowski making his first appearance. He's in for Kendra Seagars. 52-39, 13-point lead. Ruby's got it in the corner. He gets it to Harris. Harris gets it over to Nasir Cowan, and we got a foul underneath, and I think it's going to be on Njoku as Money was trying to get around him.
Looks like they're either going to get Njoku or Harris inside. There was a lot of bodying going on the inside there. Still waiting to see who the foul is called on. They haven't posted it to the board yet.
And they've got, the foul's up there still on McCown. And I don't think the desk know who's it on. Or maybe they're just trying to figure it out. Now they got it.
They did call Njoku for his second. So, a little bodying down low. And Njoku, as you said, preventing a St. Elizabeth's defender from getting through.
So St. Elizabeth with the ball, trailing 52-39. Sanford in a matchup zone, it looks like, keeping Njoku in the middle. Corey Perkins is out covering Jordan Brown. Jordan Brown gets it over to Dickerson. Dickerson is being covered closely by Carter Ruby. Now sending people in different directions. A nice pick there by St. Elizabeth, and a jumper out of my view, unfortunately. I believe that was Nasir Brown. Misses it. Jordan Brown goes up and grabs it, throws it up, and it comes down into the hands of Njoku.
Again, a missed opportunity for St. Elizabeth. They got a shot inside, a good look at the basket, just couldn't come through.
And a drive on the other end by Nasir Cowan, his first 2 points of the night, and it's a 15-point lead, 54-39. And Dickerson, with a jab step there, managed to pick up a foul against Carter Ruby. It will be his first and the team's 6th.
And these bench players for Sanford, whether it's Nasir Cowan or Brandon Dwyer, Devin Harris, these kids have all done a nice job. Carter Ruby in the game now, plays good defense, can hit the 3 for them.
Jordan Brown drives, gets smacked away. It ends up in the hands of Dickerson in the right corner. 1:30 to play, 54-39. Sanford with the lead. Dickerson drives in and scores.
Dickerson, a great job coming in from the right side, sort of lost the handle a little bit. He got to the lane, regained it, goes up strong, lays it in with his right hand.
Dickerson's first 2 points of the third quarter, has 6 on the night. 1:12 to play, 13-point lead for Sanford. They have the ball, and I've seen Stan Waterman take an entire minute at the end of a quarter when he's got a lead. We'll see if that is in his plan as they work it around. Corey Perkins and Nasir Cowan are up top. Ruby Ruby is also up top, and Perkins is going to drive in. He was trying the alley-oop to Njoku. It was no good. Comes into the hands of Jordan Brown for St. Elizabeth. He hands it off to Money right in front of us. He gets it over to Dickerson. Dickerson's jump shot is long, and coming down with it is Nasir Cowan. He whips it ahead to Corey Perkins. 40 seconds left to play. Corey Perkins had the three, and I think he thought better of it.
I think he did too. I don't think Stan Witterman was happy about the aborted alley-oop attempt, which is the second time they've missed that tonight. One of the Perkins trying to go to Njoku and missing badly. So looks like Sanford is going to try and hold for the last 22 seconds here.
And this is where Stan Waterman's always thinking for the future. At some point, this might be a tie game, and you need to score the last point, or you might even be trailing. And so he's making sure his club understands what he expects. Corey Perkins has it. He's being guarded by Jordan Brown. Perkins, the lefty, goes to his left, takes a step back. Dickerson steps in to cover him. And Perkins trying to get an open shot. And great defense by St. Elizabeth. And Perkins' attempt is long. And again, Stan Waterman stares him down as he heads to the bench. I think he wanted to pass that one off.
I do too. It's 30 seconds where Perkins held the ball and then took the shot himself. You're right. I think he was looking for a dump off to one of the guys inside.
And that brings us to the end of the third quarter. Sanford 54, St. Elizabeth 41. You're listening to the Game of the Week on Fox Sports 1290 and watching it live on 302 Sports.
Unique Image opened for business in Wilmington, Delaware in 1979 with one focus, wowing our customers with great products and even greater customer service. 30 years later, we are still doing exactly that. Whether you're looking for marketing tools to promote your business, gifts for your employees or clients, or planning a special event, we're here with the voice of experience to help you every step of the way for your complete satisfaction. Visit our new showroom in the Mill Creek Shopping Center, 4577 Kirkwood Highway. Unique Image, you envision, we create. Unique Image opened for business in Wilmington, Delaware in 1979 with one focus, wowing our customers with great products and even greater customer service. 30 years later, we are still doing exactly that. Whether you're looking for marketing tools to promote your business, gifts for your employees or clients, or planning a special event, we're here with the voice of experience to help you every step of the way for your complete satisfaction. Visit our new showroom in the Mill Creek Shopping Center, 4577 Kirkwood Highway. Unique Image, you envision, we create.
Will vary in quantities or limited. Restrictions apply. Visit pointsforpies.com for details. You're listening to the Delaware High School Hoops Game of the Week, presented by the U.S. Air Force.
54-41, Sanford with the lead heading into the fourth quarter here. St. Elizabeth with the ball, but it's going to be a turnover on the backcourt violation, so not the way Coach Matt Rubenkamp wanted his team starting out the fourth quarter of a game they'd really like to have come tournament selection time.
Absolutely. It looked like Coach Rubenkamp had set up a play there to open up the third quarter. They started out very deliberately, but threw the ball away.
The Perkins cousins, along with Jair Davis, McKeown, and Njoku, the starting lineup in to start the fourth. Jordan Brown is in along with Dickerson, Nasir Brown, Jones, and Money. And going in for the layup is Ryan McKeown, his 6th point of the night.
Hassan Perkins, a great job finding McKeon as he came down the lane.
Dickerson with an up, it was Nasir Brown with an up and under for his 17th point of the night to make it 56-43, 7-12 to play here in the fourth quarter.
St. Elizabeth just won't go away. Every time Sanford hits a shot, St. Elizabeth seems to outrace them down the floor and come up with an easy bucket or two to keep within striking distance.
Jair Davis had it, tried the spin move. Nice job defensively by Money there. Davis scored just 5 points in the third quarter after scoring 13 in the first half. They tried to get it under to Davis, and just as I mentioned, a nice defense by Money. He's going to pick up his first foul, and only the third team foul. St. Elizabeth, on the other hand, Marty, is going to be in the 1-1 the rest of the way.
They are, and foul shots in crucial situations have been a bugaboo for the team, even though they shoot 70% on the year.
And McKeon with a nice fake underneath found himself wide open for the layup and converted.
McKeon had no idea he was wide open. He turned around expecting someone in his face, didn't see it, so he took a dribble and made an even closer, easier layup.
15-point lead for Sanford matches their third highest lead. They've led by 15 3 other times. Short jumper on the baseline by Money's no good. McKeon comes down with the rebound, and Perkins has it, bringing it up. That's Hassan Perkins being guarded by Money. It looks like Sanford's going to slow things way down. Jair Davis has it, and instead a turnaround jumper in and out, and Jones comes down with it. He hands off to Money. A bounce pass gets kicked away by Davis. It's going to stay St. Elizabeth ball.
And I'm with you. I thought Sanford was in the process of slowing it down. Jair Davis found himself all alone about 15 feet away from the basket and decided why the heck not and threw up a shot. Nearly hit it, but yeah, you get the feeling that they want to, Stan Waterman would like to stretch this out a little bit more with a 15-point lead and 6 minutes to go.
Nasir Brown pulls up at the right elbow, gets covered, and he gets it over to Ray Jones. Misses his shot from the left elbow, but drives in, gets his rebound, but then it gets knocked away, and Sanford comes away with it. Corey Perkins on the left wing dribbles right by, and this time the alley-oop works to Njoku.
Corey Perkins finally finds the mark there. A beautiful alley-oop underhanded to Nana Njoku, cutting to the lane from the right side and jams it home.
And it's a 17-point lead, the largest of the night for Sanford with 5:35 to play. Dickerson has it on the left wing, shoots over McKeown and drills it, nothing but the bottom of the net for the sophomore guard.
I said in the beginning of the game, I think Jaden Dickerson's going to be a kid to watch these next 2 years. He's made huge strides from last season where he was a big part of the team that won the state title.
And speaking of Dickerson, that was him that fouled Corey Perkins driving to the hoop. Second foul for Dickerson. And Dickerson wants to go to the foul line. Instead, it's going to be called on the ground, and Sanford's going to inbound underneath.
Yeah, that was a case where Perkins, and I believe it was Corey Perkins, saw the middle open for the first time all night, decided to drive through. It is now. They are going to give him free throws now. They did change it to a shooting foul. But Dickerson at the last second tried to get his body in the way of driving Corey Perkins and picked up the foul.
Perkins only 3 points, a three-pointer in the second half. That's after scoring 12 in the first half on 4 3-pointers. He makes his first free throw, a 73% shooter on the year. Tyler Tillinghast checks in. He's going to check in for Jordan Brown, who has a seat with 9 points. Second foul shot is up and good for the junior guard, and it is a 62-46 lead for Sanford as we approach the 5-minute mark here in the fourth quarter.
The Perkins Cousins both hitting over 70% of their free throws, so if St. Elizabeth tries to get Sanford to the line, it's not a good proposition.
Ray Jones with a 15-footer right in front of us has his 4th point on the night to make it 62-48. Another alley-oop dunk to Njoku. So once they got it working, it's working flawlessly. It's now 64-48. Money's got the ball on the right baseline. He gets it to Jones. Jones in on the floater, misses it, tapped around. Money has it back. Short jump shot. That's long and comes off into the hands of McCone.
I love St. Elizabeth. They're still playing with a lot of intensity, but you just feel that things have gotten to the point now they're pressing a little bit. They're starting to miss some easy inside shots with good looks. Sanford's height certainly playing a part. As Njoku, that was Davis taking advantage. Jair Davis. You don't see him play with his back to the basket a lot. That time he did. Drove his defender down into the block, turned around and put a nice easy shot off the glass.
66-48 as we approach the halfway mark here in the fourth quarter. Ball tipped away again. We've seen a lot of tips. And on the other end, it's going to be Hassan Perkins who lays it in for 2.
Sanford now playing their best basketball. They love to go wide open, spread the floor in transition, find whether it's the cutting Perkins Cousins or Jair Davis, hitting on all cylinders right now as they build up a 20-point lead with 4:08 left.
And I believe it was St. Elizabeth that took that full timeout, although it seemed to me, the refs pointed to St. Elizabeth, but I thought it was Stan Waterman that took that, and he's been known to do that off a basket when it seems like his team now has the lead that it needs. I've seen him do that so many times where it feels like he's taking the momentum away from the team, and instead what he's doing is he's telling his players what he expects for the next 4 minutes to make sure they get out of here with a win.
Exactly. These kids up as much as possible. There's a lot of sophomores here. The Perkins Cousins are juniors. Jair Davis is a junior. And while they're young, they do have a lot of basketball experience, but I love the way that, as you said, we've seen him a number of times on tape after a big dunk or a big three-pointer, call a timeout because it changes the complexion of the game, the way he wants them to play defense, maybe spread the floor a little bit just to make sure everybody's on the same page.
And so we're going to have to go with it was a St. E's timeout because that's where the ref pointed. But I still think Sanford took that timeout.
Stan did come out on the floor after that bucket. So, yeah, I'd be surprised to find out that it wasn't him. Either that or he planned to call timeout and was beaten to the punch by Coach Rubenkamp.
And either way, most likely timeout situation is not going to come into play here unless St. E's makes a run down 20, 68-48, 4 minutes to play as they work it around. Jordan Brown fires from 3 right in front of us, and nothing but the bottom of the net for Jordan Brown. His 3rd 3 of the second half. He makes it a 68-51 game.
And when St. Elizabeth is at their best, that's how they play, whipping the ball around perimeter, finding a guy outside for the open three at the arc.
McKeown has it, and talk about open three. That's Corey Perkins. This one is short, and it comes down to Money. Money hits a streaking Brown, who goes up, and McKeown with what has to be his third or fourth block of the night, but then he gets barreled over by Njoku, and McKeown is down.
Yeah, I'm surprised there's not a foul called after the fact. There was a clean block by McKeown, who went up and swatted the shot away from Jordan Brown, but then two Sanford players fell on top of Jordan Brown, and I'm shocked there was no foul called.
Well, it was Njoku who flew in, and he ran into McKeown, and then McKeown then fell on Jordan Brown. So I'm not sure if that had anything to do with it. There was. One thing I'm glad is it happened on the other side of the floor, Marty.
Right.
We were as close as we need to get to a collision like that. So it's going to be St. Elizabeth ball underneath with 3:35 to play. Sanford with a 68-51 lead. And now the chairman of the school, of all people, is going to grab the towel and wipe things down. You know, once you're an athletic director, you're always an athletic director. And I'm talking about, of course, Joe Papilli, who is now the president of the St. Elizabeth. He's not the principal of the school, but he's the president of the school, I guess, of the school St. Elizabeth.
We got all the brass out here.
Yeah.
Joe Papilli, Marvin Dooley sitting out here tonight.
Jump shot, top of the key. It's only a two-pointer, but Nasir Brown has his 19th point of the night. It is 68-53 as we approach the 3-minute mark here. All the starters are in for Sanford. Harris is in. He's the only one who did not start the game.
And he's only in because McKeon got banged up on the last possession for Sanford. Otherwise, I'm sure Stan would still have the top five in there.
Hassan Perkins has it. He gets it over to Corey. Pump fake by Corey, and he tries to whip it into Davis. Davis loses control of it, and coming away with it is Money. It gets stripped from behind by Harris, and I think they're going to call Money on the foul on the floor once Harris picked it up.
Yeah, it looks like St. Elizabeth is just kind of going all out now, trying to get any possession they can. That time trying to take the ball from behind. They ended up actually calling that on Jaden Dickerson, his second, as he grabbed Harris from behind trying to knock the ball away.
And so Sanford's got it, and I believe this time his foul is going to be on Jordan Brown. That will be his first, and so that will put, is that the one that puts Sanford in the one-on-one? Both
it looks
teams
like
have
the next
fouls.
one will go to one-on-one. Yeah, it looks like Coach Rubenham has called this out. They're going to try to get Sanford into a shooting situation. Down 15 with 2:46, it's not over, though. You'd feel better down 15 against a less quality team than Sanford.
But if you're going to battle with Sanford and put them on the line, they only shoot 63%.
That's right.
So it's one way that you can try to get back into this game, and that's not going to be the answer as Hassan Perkins drives right by everybody and puts it in for two, and Sanford has reached the 70-point mark.
Boy, St. Elizabeth's defense just fell asleep there as Perkins drove to the basket and no one stopped in front of him. No one stopped the ball there, so an easy two for Sanford.
Sanford has reached the 70-point mark several times, so nothing new to them. Ray Jones fires from three right in front of us, an air ball, and coming down with it is Jair Davis. 2 minutes to play, 70-53. Perkins is stripped of the ball. Brown goes up. That's Jordan Brown, and misses. Jair Davis was in on defense, and then the follow-up is no good, but a foul was called.
Yeah, Justin Brown probably would have been better off dishing to Nasir Brown, who was trailing the play, but tried to do a little up and under move there and draw the contact, which he did, but was not able to finish the bucket, so he'll go to the line for two.
Jordan Brown, an 83% free throw shooter. First shot is up and off the back of the rim.
I was shocked, John. You mentioned those foul shooting numbers. I was shocked at how I don't want to say bad because compared to other teams, they're pretty good, but Sanford at 63% really surprised me. That they're not a better free throw shooting team, especially considering that St. Elizabeth, who is not a terrific free throw shooting team, is shooting 69%.
Right, so the second shot is up and good, 70-54. Curry Perkins drives in the lefty, banks it in off the hoop. So for Corey Perkins, that's his 19th point of the night. He comes in averaging 12 points. Brown on the other end, that's Jordan Brown. He misses the layup, and coming down with it is Devin Harris. And this game is all but over here. It's just a matter of how many more points each team is going to score as there's 1:30 left to play. Matt Rubenkamp is emptying his bench, and Stan Waterman is starting to do the same as well.
I like that. Classy move by Coach Rubenkamp and followed by Coach Waterman.
Devin Harris gets the rebound off the Hassan Perkins miss, puts it up, misses, but is going to go to the foul line to try to pick up his first 2 points of the night.
And for St. Elizabeth, there's a lot of positives to take from this game. Again, they feel like their magic number is 10. They're going to drop to 8 and 9 on the season, so they still need to win 2 of their last 3 games. It's not impossible. I mean, pulling up their schedule here to see who they have left. They actually have Archmere and Milford before they finish the season with Concord. So it's not out of the realm of possibility. Concord has had a pretty decent year. Archmere is someone they probably should beat. Milford, you know, those schools down in the Henlopen South and North, John, they seem to be, with the exception of Dover, knocking each other off every night down there. So sort of a crapshoot when you play those teams.
Andrew Spychowski checks in for St. Elizabeth. Grant Tate checks in for St. Elizabeth. Sean Gamuka checks in. Justin Honecker checks in. And it looks like Grant Tate also checks in. I think I said his name. I'm looking for the 5th player out there, as Harris's second shot is also no good. 5th player is Michael Crippen, and he's got the ball and turns it right over into the hands of Jax Trickey, who checked in for Sanford, along with Nasir Cowan. Amin Johnson, who saw time earlier, we haven't seen him back since then. And Johnson has it. He gets it over to the left side. And Luke Sapala has also checked in, and he throws the ball away. A nice steal there by Michael Crippen, and then it ends up throwing away. Carter Ruby's going to make the final substitution of the night for Sanford, and he's going to check Devin Harris.
And both teams have completely emptied their benches. Both teams, every player on the roster, the varsity roster, has played.
And Sierra Cowan drives in, a nice drive, his second bucket of the night to make it a 20-point game. That's the largest lead, and a turnover by St. Elizabeth, and Cowan's going to get to go back in, and this time Cowan flushes it home.
Wow, a dunk from Cowan, who doesn't look very tall. That's sort of a Brendan Sempachon, 6 feet tall, but with a 4-foot vertical leap there as he jammed that home one-handed.
Much to the delight of the Sanford crowd. 25 seconds left to play here, 76-54. Jumper in the corner by St. Elizabeth is no good. They work it ahead, and Amin Johnson's going to see it bounce out and off his leg. It's going to be a turnover to St. Elizabeth.
And I think that was a 16.7 seconds call by the ref, who just decided to call that out of bounds instead of a foul on St. Elizabeth.
Michael Crippen has it. He's going between his leg. Looked like he's trying to get to the hoop. He does. Puts it up with the left hand. No good. And the rebound bounces into the hands of Nasir Cowan with 3 seconds to left. And that is going to do it here at the St. E Center. Your final score, Sanford 76, St. Elizabeth 54. When we come back, it's the American Spirit Federal Credit Union post-game show. We'll recap all the action, announce our Crown Trophy player of the game, and talk about where these two teams go next, as well as our Fox Sports 1290 and 302 broadcast crew. Once again, your final score from the St. E Center, Sanford 76, St. Elizabeth 54. You're listening to the Fox Sports 1290 Game of the Week and watching it live on 302 Sports.
Do you want to try to get a coach, or just want to get out tonight?
Unique Image opened for business in Wilmington, Delaware in 1979 with one focus: wowing our customers with great products and even greater customer service. 30 years later, we are still doing exactly that. Whether you're looking for marketing tools to promote your business, gifts for your employees or clients, or planning a special event, we're here with the voice of experience to help you every step of the way for your complete satisfaction. Visit our new showroom in the Mill Creek Shopping Center, 4577 Kirkwood Highway. Unique Image, you envision, we create. Unique Image opened for business in Wilmington, Delaware in 1979 with one focus: wowing our customers with great products and even greater customer service. 30 years later, we are still doing exactly that. Whether you're looking for marketing tools to promote your business, gifts for your employees or clients, or planning a special event, we're here with the voice of experience to help you every step of the way for your complete satisfaction. Visit our new showroom in the Mill Creek Shopping Center, 4577 Kirkwood Highway. Unique Image, you envision, we create. Mr. Italian began his career in home finance in 2002 as a mortgage consultant. Since 2002, Brian has helped over 1,000 homebuyers achieve their dreams of owning a home. Brian's knowledge of current market conditions and his detailed evaluation of buyers' finances ensures that each buyer will receive the best mortgage to fit their needs. Brian is often commended on how efficient and effortless he makes the mortgage process for everyone from first-time homebuyers to investors to experienced buyers. For the loan that fits you, contact Brian today. Mr. Italian began his career in home finance in 2002 as a mortgage consultant. Since 2002, Brian has helped over 1,000 homebuyers achieve their dreams of owning a home. Brian's knowledge of current market conditions and his detailed evaluation of buyers' finances ensures that each buyer will receive the best mortgage to fit their needs. Brian is often commended on how efficient and effortless he makes the mortgage process for everyone from first-time homebuyers to investors to experienced buyers. For the loan that fits you, contact Brian today. Mr. Italian began his career in home finance and a commitment to represent you honestly and professionally. So for your next purchase or sale, think the Hadley Group. Visit our website at thehadleygroup.re.com. The Hadley Group is your local real estate resource. Brian Hadley joined Patterson Schwartz.